Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here to do a layout. This is going to be a real-time layout. I haven't scrapbooked in a little bit. So I thought today, this was supposed to go up yesterday, but ended up having a massage yesterday. And I hurt my back a week and a half ago. And it was still kind of sore. But of course, when they work on it, then it kind of brings it back. So yesterday I spent a lot of time putting heat and ice on my back, but it feels much better today. I know she was actually like fixing it, but it just kind of brought it all back. She's like, oh my goodness, yes, I can totally see. And then she's so good, like she'll be like, it's right there, boom, like touches it and it's exactly where you're sore. Like, yeah. So I go for a massage once a month. Because of my job, sitting down like 12 hours. I know I'm only part-time, but then I'm also doing stuff here that is also hard on the back. So, okay. So I just wanted to cut those labels out right away. So this is going to be a coffee layout. We have this machine at work and it makes every kind of coffee you can imagine. It makes latte, it makes mochachinos, it makes cappuccinos, it makes hot chocolate, it makes regular coffee, it makes lattes, French vanilla coffee, French vanilla coffee, or one of them is, I think, French vanilla latte maybe. Anyway, all kinds. And of course they're full of like sugar. But even if for a while when I was on keto, I wasn't having any, but now I'm like, you know what? I'm only there 3 days every 2 weeks, so I'm going to enjoy my coffee. So now I just have the coffee. Although we haven't done keto in a bit, kind of taking a break. In the summer, you know, you get the fruits and everything, and I'm like, I want to eat fruits this summer, so I think we're going to start again in September. It's only 3 weeks to get away. I'm going to at least start the walking again, and I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just going to start cutting, I guess, which is fine. So that was about 5.5 by 5.5. We'll do 8.5 by 8.5. 8.5 by 8.5. Okay. I kind of like that. I don't know if I want to go on the black. This, I can't think what I'm trying to say here. This company or this paper is by Echo Park and it's called the Coffee Collection. This is 2018, so it's a newer one. I just got it at Crop and Create in May, or not May, March, in March. So it's good that I'm using a lot of the pattern papers. I think I'm gonna make it so I can mat it like that. I need a pencil. I'm not one for measuring, but I can put a little line there, so I know where to cut it. So we'll cut this way first so that I still have a strip that's 12 inch. Put Put that like that. Then we'll cut the other way. Okay. All right. Yeah, I haven't scrapbooked in a week or so. Oh, see, that's cut aparts. Do I want to use that, or do I want to use this? Almost, you know, like I have tons of black cardstock that I could use, but I kind of don't like those. So you know what? I am going to use it. It's one of those things that, you know, if you don't use the stuff that you have, then it just sits there. So might as well use it. Kind of creating a bullseye, I guess. Wasn't planning on it, but I'm wondering if I shouldn't put, oh, I don't have enough. I was going to say, I was wondering if I shouldn't do this around that. What I can do is where I'm not using the inside of that, I could mat it with this. But what I'm going to try to figure out first is if I want that. I want something to separate it, I think. But I don't think red pattern is the way to go. What can I mat the photo on? Black is not going to cut it because then it's black on black. So I probably need to do it on white. Next thing, do I want to put it straight on? Do I want to tilt it? We shall see. I like this. I only need coffee on days that ends with Y, but it's black. It would still pop out though because the white. It would still show up. Let me cut it out and then see. Oh, I thought that was the same pattern paper, but it's not. Okay. So this is a page kit that I had put together to go to my crop back in April. I didn't get it done, but now today I thought, hey, it's time, you know, I need to do a layout. I just grabbed that and the picture was already in there, so I didn't even have to think about choosing a picture or anything. It was already in there. There. Right now, what I've been spending all my time on is I'm working on the class for the end of August. It's going to be called Kit It Up, and it's all about making kits and then page kits. And it's more than one way to do it. So it's going to be a ton of page kits. I'm still going to do a few pages, like complete the pages. Just because I feel like, oh, I have to do some pages. I can't just do a class just making kits up and not do any pages. So there's going to be some pages. Okay, need that. I got black soot just to cover the edges because this pattern paper has a lot of, you know, there's a lot of black on it. Okay, what's wrong with this thing? But the edges, when you cut the pattern paper, it's white. So for a second, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. I'm making page kits, because just before this, I was making page kits for the class. Nope, you're good. Okay, so what's been happening for the last few weeks? Not last weekend, but the weekend before, we went camping again. It was about an hour and 15 minutes away. Now we got there on Friday night. My mom and my sister-in-law, my two nephews, arrived there at the same time because I texted them when we left, and they're about the same amount of time away than we are. So we got there at the same time. Like we got there maybe 15 minutes before, and we stopped at the Sobeys on the way, about 5 minutes away from our campground, and we did our groceries because I didn't want to have to worry about, because it was super hot, about keeping the groceries cool. Yes, we had a cooler, but our cooler was full. And so I didn't want to have to worry about the food going bad on the drive there because it was pretty hot. And so as we were paying for the groceries, my nephew texted and said, we're here. And so as we were walking out of the Sobeys, we met them at the front door. And we hadn't told Mason that they were going, so he was so happy. He hugged my nephew and he said, did Remy come too? Which is like my other nephew, because they're closer in age. They're 3 years apart. My other nephew is, he's 15, so he's a few years older. I wonder if I should cut that one, or should I just, I think I'm just going to do the one title and it's going to be at the top. That's going to be it. Now this, I think I want to mat this with what? With red maybe? Instead of white. I see some red here. I don't know if it's big enough. That's the wrong red. So that's not gonna work. Oh, I threw my picture too. Or maybe white. See, I didn't have all the patterns or all the stuff that I need. How about black? It stands out a little bit, but not very much. Let me see. Okay, so I went and got a couple of cardstock. I got this one here. What I did was I brought my pattern paper, and it was a good tone with it. I think I will go with red. That's a little stark, a little bright. So I think I'll go with red and use that as my mat. Okay. Go. Oh, I might as well take my cutter since it's right beside me. So yes, we went camping. My nephew and my sister-in-law, my youngest daughter with her husband, my oldest daughter with Mason. The only one that wasn't there was Josh and Taylor, which I was really sad. Josh had to work, so. And, but we had a blast. Friday night, we had a campfire. My mom and my sister-in-law and nephews and stuff, they stayed till midnight. So that was fun. We had, supper, and then we just sat around the campfire. We started it really early, and we just stayed up till midnight because that was quiet time. And it's funny because when I was a kid, we never went camping. That just wasn't a thing. And so when we went to climb Mount Carlton, my mom came over and my sister-in-law, and they climbed the mountain with us. And then that weekend, 2 weekends ago, they came just to spend time at the campground. So now I think they kind of got the bug for camping. So I think they're looking for a travel trailer too, which would be fun. Then we can go camping together. And my kids love camping because we always camped with them for years and years and years. That's just something that we always did as a family. When the kids were really young, we used to do like 2 week, like we would stay there for 2 weeks with another couple and their kids, and they love that. Seems now we only go for like a weekend or 5 days. We don't do the whole 2 week thing anymore, but it's still fun. Okay, so I got the base of my layout done. This page kit, it was one of the last ones I put together, and I was kind of in a time crunch. And so basically what I did was I threw a whole sheet of stickers in there, a whole package. I did throw in some labels because I love using labels as my embellishment foundation. But I'm going to have to go through those. I like that. First, I drink the coffee, then I do the things. I can tell you, working 12 hours and, one of my shifts is a night shift, I visit that coffee pot quite a few times during my shift. Especially around 3 o'clock in the morning. It's like, oh, I like that. Messy bun and coffee run, because I always have a messy bun in. I call it the Phoebe bun from Friends. Okay, so I can do maybe a little embellishment cluster here. I can maybe use some of those. This page is going to be, letting you know right now, it's going to be very, very simple. I find when it's been a while that I've done a page, it takes me a minute to get my bearings again. And I've been in a crazy scrapbooking slump. And that's why I decided to do the class, making page kits and stuff, because I really find that making page kits really gets me kind of in the mood to scrapbook again. Because one, I love playing with things, scrapbooking supplies. So it does help. Okay, I think what I'll do is I'm gonna end up putting this on some foam dots. Well, foam tape, because I have big rolls. And I use those. Well, if I can find them. Where are my foam rolls? That's what happens when you don't scrapbook for a while. It's like you don't know where your stuff is. Oh, there it is. It was just hidden. Okay. It was hidden by his big sister, because I have I have tons of those rolls. I think I have 2 about this size that somebody sent me. That was super sweet. And then I have this huge one here that still hasn't been opened, which is good. I went on this, I don't know, almost like, oh, when I go, you know, part-time or when I retire, I won't have the money that I have to spend on stuff. So I bought a whole bunch of stuff. And it's true. Like I don't have the money of when I was full-time. So it's great that I have all this stuff. And plus, we're kind of at a spot too that we want to do different things. So we're kind of spending our money elsewhere, because now I don't work these crazy shifts and all the time. Now we can actually plan for vacations and stuff, where before it just felt like, you know, I didn't get that much time off. So it's pretty near impossible to get days off, which it shouldn't be, right? Because it's a stressful job, but it is what it is. So now I basically work and have 2 weeks off every time. So we are planning different, some of them are really short, like that vacation that we just went on. An hour and a half from here, we just camped for the weekend. That was a super short little vacation thing, but it was awesome. So anyway, I didn't finish. See, I'm all over the place. The first night they were there and we did, oops, trying to put that camera, kind of like it right there, but maybe if I put a little foam behind there. So we did stuff with them and it was awesome. We had a blast. Went to bed about midnight. Then the next day we were going tubing. So we got up not too early because, you know, if you're in the water, you don't want to go at 9 o'clock in the morning because it's going to be way too cold. So we got up, had breakfast, did the dishes, kind of cleaned up, and the tubing was about 20 minutes away. Then we drove there, and then, you know, there's waiting because we're not the only people there. So then you have to take like a little bus, and they take you to where you drop in the water, and then you had to wait for your tube. And although I think we were like the 3rd family that they helped, so that was cool. And then we went down the river, and it was a 3-hour river run, and they had said it was going to be about 2.5 hours, but we ended up, it took us like 3 hours. We had so much fun. So much fun. I hadn't laughed like that in a very, very, very long time. Now they tie you like 2 people together, and they won't do more than 2. So it was me and my husband, Mason and his mom, Jessica, and my daughter and her husband. But they said, once you get on the water, if you want to hold on to each other, you can do that. So it was like, it was so funny. Mason was holding on to me, and that little bugger, he is strong. There's one point my husband got stuck on a rock. And of course, we're all holding on to each other. So they are pulling, and Mason is holding on to me, and he's like, don't worry, Nami, I won't let go of you. And he went and grabbed like with his second hand. He pretty near pulled me right off my tube. I was laughing so hard. I had my head like in the water because that's how much he was pulling me. And I was laughing so hard I could hardly like talk. I was laughing so hard. And but he didn't let go. And all of a sudden, when my husband finally went over the rock, we like, it just shot us, forward. So then it's fun. Everybody's laughing. And oh, we had a blast. Had fun. And it was like a 32-degree weather day. And it's a good thing because as soon as the sun would hide a little bit under the clouds, it was cold. Like, we'd be like shivering. So when you go to those things, you got to make sure that it's like 100 degrees Fahrenheit, because you're in the water all the time. So you're going to be cold. But it was fun. Now we want to go again because my son didn't get to go, and we want to go with my son and Taylor. So we were going to go this past weekend, but it was thunder showers, like something fierce. So they won't even open because it's so dangerous, right? So I don't think I'm going to put too many. And this is exactly what I'm talking about when you're actually looking for stuff. I find that my embellishment clusters are not as full, because normally I would have pulled like a whole bunch of stuff and then I would have had many things to add in my embellishment clusters. But when I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants, I don't have that. See, it would be nice to have another circle to kind of add as a separate embellishment foundation, but there's none. No. Let me look on these, see if there's anything I could use as look at this. Could I put this somewhere? I don't really care for that flower that's on there, so that's not a concern of mine. I'm just going to move this down. Oh, I can't because it's just a sliver. Okay, so I'll just... There. Just had to make it a little bigger. I did have a few words that maybe I can, and my happy place is not necessarily my work, because it's, as much as I love what I do, it's not necessarily my happy place because it's pretty stressful. But that makes it so I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to have some of this coffee. And people still buy coffee, and I'm like, why do you buy coffee? Like, this is free. Like, they got this for us so that we'd have this coffee machine. I could maybe put it right on the sticker, right on the picture. Yeah, I think I will. Because it's a transparent sticker. So yeah, no, I don't spend any money on coffee. And then, when we do have breaks, a lot of times we don't get breaks, somebody will make a coffee run, and I'm like, they ask me, and I'm like, no. Why would I want to spend money when there's a perfectly good coffee machine right there? Okay, let me see. So this is pretty full. I think that's as full as I'm going to make them. I'm just going to put some enamel dots. I'm hoping, this is what I'm hoping this will do. I'm hoping that it'll take me out of my funk and that I'll start scrapbooking again. Which, between getting ready for the class and, you know, doing one once in a while, it should do it. But because I injured my back a week and a half ago, there's no way I could stand for an hour and do a layout. So that doesn't help. Oops, I can't lift that. So it's going to live there. I'm not changing it. Okay, so I think I'm going to cover my photo. What I might do for the journaling is I'm just going to get a gel pen and I'm just going to put 2 or 3 lines down here and I'll call it good. I don't need to put too many things, you know, just coffee machine at work, love it kind of thing. And then that's it. Just going to put a few splashes and we'll call it good. Now, is it a work of art? No, but it does the job. I think I might do the journaling right here. So I'm going to turn off the video and just do that on my own, because to try to find a gel pen sometimes, oh, does this work? Let me see. Yeah, this one works. Sometimes finding a gel pen is a pain in the tushy. They don't always work very well. Okay, so that white gel takes forever to dry. I should have done my lines before. Because now, what are the chances I'm not going to smudge? Not very good. Should I do it here? Should I do it here? No, I think I'll do it right here. I'm going to do 3 lines. I don't think I need to say much more. Okay. I'm just going to put, this is the coffee machine at work. It makes a ton of yummy coffees and lattes. And then I'm just going to put love it. Little happy face. And then I'm just going to put 2019. Just so I know what year I took that picture. Okay. Well, that's it. That came together fairly quickly. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. I post videos on scrapbooking, on diamond painting, on books. You know, I just, last week I did some on how to do gel nails. I just do all kinds of a variety of videos. And if you enjoy this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.